Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Gloomhaven Guildmaster. We're continuing our general pattern of going after the story missions so we can get extra perks for the people that we have unlocked. And we're going to be doing the Tinkerer's one. And it's time for the Tinkerer to complete his thesis. We're going to be going up against an elite cave bear and some vipers and hounds and a regular cave bear. So potentially we're going to need a lot of damage output, but I think having the Tinkerer and the Cragheart should give us a nice mix for this one. Swapping out the Elementalist, even though they're not up to level 3 yet. We're not exactly following that rule precisely, but this should be good. Now, one thing I do want to say before we hop in, it does feel a lot like the Guildmaster mode is easier than the main campaign, and I think part of that is because of the speed that we unlock the different characters at. I've been trying to level them up together, and the early missions don't scale particularly well. When you're level 2, your party level is level 1, which means you're not facing any additional difficulty, any additional damage or anything like that. And our characters are significantly beefier at level 2, especially given we've got most of them with some kind of equipment. So once we move up to level 3 and the party level jumps, I suspect things are going to get more difficult. But for now we're fine just carrying on. After visiting the Shadowfield Manor private library, the Tinkerer identified a location where demons were first seen on the continent. A small holding to the east was attacked by creatures of the night which had come down from the hills centuries ago. So you head east to investigate. After some searching, you find the remains of an old well and some foundations of a farm building. And in the distance, low hills that lead into the eastern mountain range. Heading further east, you spot an entrance to a cave high above. You start the climb. Reaching the entrance, you don't see anything that appears to indicate demons, just more wild animal bones. Nonetheless, you venture inside. Okay, do I want to give Hunter or Streamliner? We've got 12 cards, so Streamliner is actually a pretty solid one. Still having 5 cards left at the end seems very achievable. And for the Cragheart, we could go with Aggressor. We could try and make sure that there's always something to be fighting. We could also go with Straggler. I don't think that's going to cause us too much problem. Let's go with Straggler so we can kind of take our time a little bit. And we actually need to kill everyone and loot the chest. So that's going to be important we don't miss it. Although this cave is now home to wild animals, you see scorch marks and damage that seems to be of a magical nature. Perhaps this is the right place. Best to search out the cave and see if there's anything to find. Right, it looks like, in terms of planning, obviously we've got this first room, then we've got a couple of corridors, or corridor and then long room, and then this final room. So we've got quite far to go. I'm glad I brought 2 characters that have a large number of cards. We also do have the reinvigorating elixir, so it's going to be less bad if the Cragheart burns cards, because we'll be able to potentially get them back. We're certainly going to be using do I have the yeah. We're going to be using Volatile Concoction to get cards back early. But both of those skills are ally only. Right. What are we going to do with these? We can start off with the Tinkerer doing probably ranged, like, reviving shock and enhancement field. It's only target 2, but That still gives us nice +1s on our attacks, and in theory we could use the piercing bow. It's not the worst plan. In the meantime, if we put you a little bit further forwards, that will help out. We can sentient growth to get a bit of an area attack. And rumbling advance to just do plain damage. And that will get us moving quickly. Heaving swing isn't going to be useful unless things move a bit closer, so I think that's what we'll do. We'll do rumbling advance and sentient growth. Try and kill or damage these enough that the Tinkerer can do the rest of what we need. So the Viper's moving slow, the Hound's moving slow, both of them coming in and doing nasty stuff. Yeah, hitting them. We could use the power potion just to simplify things a little bit, but I think it's not really necessary given we're going to move in and do some damage. And look at that, we're actually going to kill both of them with this. So, skip the movement, get them both killed. Love to see it. Which now means that the enhancement field is the better attack for us to be doing. Didn't quite get a huge amount. You know what? Come this way, just so you've got a little bit of a buffer. I think it's probably worth us getting reviving shock back. Or we save our potion in order to get volatile concoction in order to get someone, the Cragheart's cards back faster. That might be better. Let's do that. So here comes the Hound. Painful, but this is why we have armor. Okay, so we're going to use the volatile concoction. We can do a little bit of healing with restorative mist. No, we can't. Volatile concoction will do what we need. Do we have anything that's going to do nice looting? Not really. So whatever we do, we're kind of stuck where we are. Restorative Mist will do healing, actually. Volatile Concoction will give the card back. So I would like Loot 1 with Crushing Grasp. And we could just use anything to attack. Heaving Swing. Heaving Swing is a good attack. Okay. You're going at the pace you're going. So we'll give you back what we can. We'll give you back, I think, Rumbling Advance. Because the move and do damage is really what we're most interested in there. And now it's worth us using the Stamina Potion on Volatile Concoction. Ha! Sucks to be you, Hound. Right. Heaving Swing, give it a wallop. And then pick up all the gold. Okay. This is actually going alright. I don't mean to sound surprised when I say that, but obviously it's always good when things do go as you like. I don't know what we're going to need to do in the next stream. We could use a hook gun to grab someone and pull them in. And let's say proximity mine Ooh, yeah, proximity mine to move in, which means let's do backup ammunition over here and opposing strike. That's going to give us our 2 key retaliatory points. And then next turn we step in and we throw a massive boulder on someone. I like the sound of that. So, open the door. We might want to back out. In fact, no, we're going to step over here and we're going to pull this thing through the traps. This is actually going to be really satisfying. What are these doing? They're moving one, attacking and immobilizing poison. So they're not... This one's going to reach us, the other one isn't. What's you going to do? You're going to move for an attack too. You are the bigger threat. So we'll try and pull it this way. It's going to die on the first point, which is satisfying enough. No damage, we get the poison on us. Backup ammunition. Opposing strike. It's going to be dangerous to go anywhere near the Cragheart. Okay, seeing as we are poisoned and immobilized, it would be good to do a little bit of healing on us if possible, which it doesn't look like it directly is. We're not going to be able to move, so we may as well save Volatile Concoction to give you back some cards, but we could also save that for next turn. Maybe we do a shield. If we do a Toxic Bolt, we can shoot this one and give ourselves a shield. Over here, we're not going to Rumbling Advance because we'll end up doing damage to our friend, but we can use Dirt Tornado to move up and Crater to actually do the attack. Is that going to be in range? If we're moving slowly enough, it should be. Yeah, this will be fine. Viper's moving in the middle, moving one, jumping, attacking, doing poison. So, shield first. Then we'll do a little bit of damage over there. It's not super big, but that's fine. Painful. Obviously not keen on... Ooh. We could... The whole Dirt Tornado, we're not going to get like 2 attacks with it, but the ability to use the Crater Push means we can push this guy back even if we do no damage. So I like this. Let's step on in. There's the push. Shoot both of you. And it doesn't matter that you're still alive because we're going to clear out that trap. And that gives us some more stuff to loot. Perfect. Right. It would be good to get a little bit of healing on. We'll do Volatile Concoction and Reinvigorating Elixir. Over this side, if we do... Really, I just want to move in a bit. So we can do Rumbling Advance for the attack. Forceful Storm for the move. And that gets us moving in and gets the poison all healed off and cleared, is what I'm thinking. So, clear that off. Move on in. Grab it up. Heal yourself. And we'll give you a card back. Which I think is probably going to be most useful being Crushing Grasp for the looting. No, let's go with something that's going to move us a little bit further. So Dirt Tornado would get us moving 1, 2, 3, which is perfect, and then we do a long rest before we move into the next room. I like that. Okay, you can move in 2. Doesn't matter which of these we pick. Next up, we're going to move in 3, so Dirt Tornado, and again, it doesn't matter which we pick. Earth and Clod. Grab the gold. Not going to do the ink bomb. Step on in. So we're almost at that long corridor bit room. So, long rest. First of our long rests over here. And likewise, long rest over this side. And we're going to lose Heaving Swing, I think. Because the rest are just too useful. Over on the Tinkerer, we will lose Proximity Mine. It's a fine ability. It's just it's always going to be very specific. All right. Rumbling Advance moves us in, might do some damage. Maybe we move a little bit slower. So if we do Dirt Tornado and Massive Boulder, what's the slowest we can move on this side? Not that slow. 1, 2. Stun Shot would move us in. Enhancement Field would do some damage, or Reviving Shock would do some multiplied damage. Yeah, let's try that. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see what's in the room. It's a bear. That's never going to be good. The bear's moving 2, attacking and immobilizing. One of the Vipers doing moving 3, jumping, poison, and targeting all adjacent enemies. So we don't want to be standing somewhere that this can go 1, 2, 3 and target us both. So standing in the doorway is actually the best that we can do right now. It's going to be painful. Reviving Shock. For this one, I think we'll take the advantage. We'll not take the piercing bow. And this is just to try and kill that Viper. Hey! Less useful over here, but that's fine. That's very painful. And we're immobilized, but the immobilized doesn't really matter too much. Okay. So, Massive Boulder will do a bit of damage. But I think this is worth it. Solid damage. And then we're going to move 3 and grab this bit of gold. Okay, healing time. Restorative Mist. We're not going to be moving anywhere, but that will at least give us a bit of healing. And we could then just shield up and try and tank it, which is also not a terrible plan. We don't have anything that's going to push the bear around, so I think we have to leave it as it is. We don't need to do a huge amount of damage to the bear. So Crater might be enough. I really want to move a bit faster than that, though. Let's say Rumbling Advance and Crater, and we'll wing it for which order we do things in. Bear is moving slowly. Okay. So the plan is to heal up. And shield up. Just to give us a little bit of a buffer, just in case. We can we push this back to there? Maybe. Not necessary. Well, in that case, we'll just do Rumbling Advance to grab the gold over here. We're getting a decent amount of money on this one. Alright, let's start moving up to the doorway. Something... In fact, we can Volatile Concoction to give you back a card. And we don't have anything to move on the top part, but we can do a little bit of healing with Reinvigorating Elixir. In the meantime, you can just move... Oh, you're out of range. Misjudged that. Okay. Well, annoying choices. Even if I'd done it the other way around, we still would have been moving too slowly. I should have paid attention to the distance there. It's only one card. It's not a big loss. It's just annoying for me more than anything. So we'll walk onto this instead to get the gold and do that. Which means it's actually going to be better for us to move towards the doorway. Okay, we want to move quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4 will get us in pretty nicely. So let's say Net Shooter, Ink Bomb. Want to move a little bit slower over here, so just these two will get us to buy the door, and then we can do a long rest next turn. It's interesting that there's this little side cage bit. I do like the design that they have on these. It's really, really very cool. We're going to want to make sure that we grab the chest in the final room when we do get there. So this is why we're going to get close and then rest up. Okay, you can still get a little bit closer before we do the rest, but I suppose you can do a short rest next turn, can't you? Let's do that, and we'll do a long rest. So just stepping in. Long rest over on the Cragheart, and we will lose... I like all of them. I think what we'll do when we go in there is we'll burn Forceful Storm in order to disarm 2 groups. Because that's got the potential to do a lot of damage. So maybe it's time to lose something like Dirt Tornado. Okay, short rest. Sure, we're not going to need Reinvigorating Elixir at this point. Okay, the room is not that big. Flamethrower does very cool stuff. Ink Bomb gives us a decent move. So let's do that. Over this side, I said we'll probably use Forceful Storm. So what can we do to get us a decent distance in there? Crater could be cool. So we could Forceful Storm and Crater and maybe do some bouncing damage. Okay, open it up. That's where we need to get to. In the room is the remains of what seems to be an old summoning portal and an old battered chest. That chest might hold what you need. Indeed, it might. We're going to stand here and we're going to flamethrower both of them. And hopefully open up a path through. That times 0. Very frustrating. The bear healing up, also quite frustrating. Okay. This is a jump. So, 1, 2, 3... We could just go straight for the chest, or we can go to here, which I think is more useful to us. Do damage. And then we're going to Forceful Storm. There's no additional targets, actually. We're going to kill this one, even though it's going to die definitely. But we're going to disarm the bear for next turn. Which is going to give us time to deal with it. Okay. Getting another wound on this guy would be cool. Or we can just do something like Enhancement Field, Stun Shot. If we move slowly, he'll be doing his thing. We can grab the chest. Yeah, let's move across and we'll throw a boulder at it. So if you use Earthen Clod to move, then Massive Boulder to do some damage. He's going to attack 5. No, he's not. He's disarmed. Ho, ho, ho. Right, step on in. So that gets us the chest. Unlucky. We can keep doing that. Hey, we gained 10 gold. I'm not sure if that chest was really what we were expecting to find. I think it's worth us stunning him. So let's just buy ourselves a little bit more time. Toxic Bolt does some damage. And Restorative Mist will move us in and get the gold. Rumbling Advance, you can step in and do some damage there. It'll do a little bit of damage to the Tinkerer, but I don't mind that too much. Crushing Grasp does a fist bump to the face. Good damage. Oh, it's only heal allies. Doesn't even heal us. Well, at least we get the gold. So, oh, actually, yeah, we don't need to injure the Tinkerer. We can go past the Tinkerer. Do a little bit of damage there. Stab him in the back. So we're missing out on 2 piles of gold, but I think we did pretty darn well on this. As well as containing a small pile of ancient coins, the chest had a number of old scrolls. The Tinkerer takes these away for research. And yeah, 9 ability XP for the Cragheart. That's a hell of a lot coming in. A little bit for the Tinkerer. But most importantly, we get a new perk. And 4 XP. These scrolls refer to a temple in the forest to the far northwest, past even the School of the Great Oak. It looks as if that's the next area to investigate. Tinkerer. More consistency. Adding the plus target would be really cool. Ignoring negative scenario effects would also be cool. But consistency for right now, that's where we're putting the money. And over on the trainer, enemies take 50 damage from traps. We have unlocked everyone's favourite archer, the Doomstalker. Which means we now have to bring them into the party because they're going to be level 1. Your intelligent use of traps has brought the Doomstalker to our guild. He's now available to add via the character menu. Well, of course, we're going to do that. And there is going to be the Doomstalker related quests added in and new potential perks. So, dooms 30 enemies, kills full 10 health enemies in one attack, lays 20 traps. That's quite a lot. And we've killed 10 cave bears, so we get some gold, which is always welcome. Right. Tinkerer. Let's sub you out and bring in the Doomstalker. I'm going to need to have a look at their cards and decide what we want to bring in and put away. But yeah, always happy to have someone new in the party. And hopefully we'll be able to get them up to level 2 relatively quickly. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Gloomhaven Guildmaster. See you soon.